Okay, this is into the Unlnown violin 1 for the bottom part. Just a couple things to look at before we play through. Jumping over to measure 18. This is where the violin 1 shares the melody with the violas, and you're both playing lower on your instruments. So it is mezzo forte, but you still want to really work to play out over the other instruments so those low notes come out. So make sure you're lower in the bow and you're really using a heavy, short bow stroke. And really dig in on those accents. Try not to use, even when it's marked with the tenuto, the line under or over the notes, give it a little bit more length, but don't use a lot of bow so that your notes are very, very clear. We play through all the way up to measure 24, and at the end of that is where you drop down and split. You're playing the same notes as the top, just an octave apart. So anytime that happens, make sure you're really playing out so the top part can hear those notes and match them for intonation. Then we're gonna look at 30. So this is where you have these held notes, 2, 3, 4, 1. You can always change to an up bow on those so that the note is very loud and you don't run out of bow. And now this is measure 35. So you're gonna hold that B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Now here, the F, the E, those quarter note triplet figures, that's your part. Top part is holding the B. So holding there, we have 1. Then hold, 2, 3, lift. One, 2, 3. This note here, like a quarter note, should actually be a half note. 3, 4, 1, lift. It's an up bow for this next note, but close to the frog. So you can dig in on these triplets. So the whole measure is 1, 2. Quarter note triplets. We're all together as a group here for rhythm. And then we get to these two measures where the violin 1 has to shift. So we are gonna start D string, 3rd finger, cross over to A. B flat is a low 1, low 2 for C natural. Now the next note is a D. Instead of a 3rd finger, we're gonna slide up and put our 1st finger there on that tape. It's a half step to the E flat, so 2nd finger, low 2, between the tapes. Whole step to that 3rd finger for the F. Small half step for the G flat. Now you're gonna cross over, but you do have to get that 1st finger to move back a half step. So it's gonna be on that 2nd tape because it's not an A, it's an A flat. Whole step to B flat, between the tapes. Whole step to C natural, so right above the tape. And then D flat is a 4 right next to it. And then after that quarter note, shift back for those last couple notes. So that measure slowly. Shift, half step, whole step, half step. Slide that 1st finger back a half step, whole step, half step. And then you shift back. And on this next note, it starts a tremolo. It's a forte piano. So you pull the bow fast so that you pull to the upper half, get softer all the way down to piano, and then crescendo through the tremolos to the last note. So I am going to play through the whole part, violin 1, bottom notes, metronome is set at 90. 1, 2, 3, 4. Set low, 2, 3.